Greetings. It is Monday, June the 10th. I'm here in beautiful Lynchburg, Virginia. I came home empty over the weekend as I was in the shop Friday at Churchill, Tennessee, having some service and some repair work done, which Maverick paid me for and then let me deadhead home. So I got to spend all weekend at home, and I'm getting ready to roll out empty Monday morning, getting ready to send my ready to roll call. A viewer had asked if I could make a video explaining how I set my truck up with provisions for the week, you know, what stuff I carry and any tools and stuff that I carry. So I'm going to try to make a quick video to address that. I thought this would be a good time to do it since I'm just loading everything into my truck now. So hopefully this will come out. I'm going to try to splice two together using some video editing software that I found. Got to get hip with the technology, right? So hopefully this will come together well, and we'll make a quick video about how I load up my provisions into my truck. You can see of basically the way in which that I assemble everything. I've got a cooler over there on the floor, the big red and white cooler with some cold food in it that I will transfer to my refrigerator once the temperature gets down. Sometimes when it's warm, the fridge just can't keep up. If the truck's sitting for a couple days in 90-degree heat, the inside of the refrigerator seems to get a little warm, so I might leave my food in there on ice until the fridge cools down. I've got some drinks there, different things in my knapsack, and I've got some stuff in this smaller cooler here that I keep usually on beside my seat, just behind my hard hat. I can reach for drinks and stuff. But basically, one of the things I do with this large tote is inside of here, I keep a lot of smaller bins and different things, such as this that I'll show you, that I can pack up into this storage compartment over the refrigerator and microwave space. It's basically smaller totes such as this that I pack up with certain provisions. I'll keep bread and peanut butter in one, and then my breakfast stuff and protein bars in another container, and I'll stack them all up in there. I can get 4 of those containers back in here with my liquid vitamins and my energy drinks here in front. So I'll pack those into there, and the refrigerator, put the cold food that I'm bringing for the week. The fridge isn't very big, so you can't put a whole lot in there. I'll typically bring a bag of salad mix, some yogurts that I like to eat around lunchtime, 1 or 2 prepared meals that I keep cold, and some lunch meat. Fits nicely in there. And then underneath here we have another compartment. I've got some cleaning supplies in a little tub in the back, but up front I keep the elixir of good Baptists and truck drivers everywhere, my coffee pot with my coffee filters pods. I use these just because they're easy. Maxwell House isn't my favorite coffee, but these filter packs make it pretty quick. You just pop that right in the top, pour in your water, and away you go. Of course, we've got some electrical components down there to power the coffee pot. One thing with this compartment I've noticed that you have to make sure you do is when you're putting stuff away, you've got to get it behind that lip there, or the door. As it jostles and shakes coming down the road, it'll get in the way of the door and clog up your ability to open that door. I will set my coffee pot on this handy little shelf here in the mornings when I'm making coffee. I'll set it up there, the extension cord to jump it over to that plug I've just showed you, and all is good there. This lifts up. I've got some plastic utensils and stuff underneath of there. Underneath of this is another compartment that I keep different clothes in, like my safety shirts and stuff. I keep them separated out, keep them in that bin there. I like these clear plastic bins because it keeps things from rolling around and keeps things accessible and very visible. Here's the closet. Hang some pants and shirts up in there. It's pretty self-explanatory. I've got a couple storage compartments there, and then there's another compartment up top. Can keep things in. You see a drink bottle falling down out of the way. It's important to stay hydrated, especially this time of year. So that's basically how I set up the provisions that I'm going to pack in. And as far as tools go, I generally have a small socket set. I'll show you guys that maybe in another video with some tools that I've created. But as you can see, I'll bring all of my stuff into the truck in this big tote in my smaller boxes there, and then when I'm done, I'll just put that tote back in my pickup truck and leave that there in my parking spot until I get home. Makes it handy. I can carry everything into the house and take my time to do a thorough inventory of what all I need and everything. So hopefully this video was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know, and thanks for coming along for the journey. Don't forget our referral bonus. Also, in the realm of how I set my truck up for the week, I thought it would be helpful to mention this space here. You see over here at the passenger side end of the bunk, there's a little cavity, if you will. I've got my shower bag under there. This bag I keep bananas and apples in. Underneath here, I've got my laundry bag. Underneath that is a giant duffel bag if I ever have to pack out of here. That's the bag I took with my trainer, and it was way too big. That was the Eagle Creek large size duffel bag. Get the medium. If you do that, you'll be much happier having a limited amount of space in the trainer's truck that you have. But anyway, I keep that in here in case I ever need to pack out. I've got a big bag to put stuff in. So this bag, I've got a trash bag inside of here that I put my dirty laundry in, and then take it all home, fold it up, put it in there, and carry it back to the truck. Keep my knapsack with different things in it on top of there. You'll see a lot of guys that build a shelf here or have a TV mount. Some of the newer trucks have a factory TV mount, and guys will build shelves underneath. Very helpful for storage, but I do not recommend doing that because that forces you to always sleep at one end of the truck, and a lot of truck stops you go to, a lot of rest areas aren't exactly level. So for me, it's hard to sleep with my feet up above my head. So I like to have the ability to quickly transition and put my head at either end of the bunk. I think it just makes for a better night's sleep. And if there's a big shelf there, it gets a little awkward. You know, you can't put your arms up behind your head, and it's just a little more problematic. One of the other things I wanted to mention was underneath this storage compartment here, I had mentioned that I keep some cleaning materials under here. Important to keep your truck clean. You know, people notice that. I've got a couple bottles of Windex, some Simple Green, zip ties there. I've got Clorox and Lysol wipes and some Armor All. I just kind of clean up as I go. I've also got a mini vacuum, like a little dirt devil, underneath the bunk. There's a storage compartment. You can lift the bed up. There's some space under there. It's also where I keep my big cooler after I put the food in the fridge, which I will show you now. It's got a little bit of space in there. There's a roll of paper towels over there. I can usually get another roll or two in there. So spin that in, turn it sideways, put the coffee goodies in there, remembering to keep it out of the way of the latch. And as you can see, my refrigerator, because it was nice and cool and cloudy, held a decent temperature all weekend. It's below 50 degrees, which is about as cool as it gets. It just, you know, it's one of those things. So I'm going to go ahead and stock my food in here and then show you guys what that all looks like. Give you a quick view of what you can get inside of this fridge. As you can see, you don't get much space. Here's your freezer compartment. I keep a bottle of water and some ice blocks up there that I'll rotate down through the bottom part. I like to keep things as cold as possible, so I take a lot of these ice blocks and frozen bottles of water and pack around my food and such. I've got a prepared meal up there, some chicken and mac. Second shelf, I've got 6 yogurts in the back with some ice blocks under it, and a frozen bottle of water and some mustard there that goes to my half pound of lunch meat back here behind this frozen block in that little area there. Got some cheese and these little goodies, little chocolate energy bar things that are kind of a nice treat. Keep some body armors on the door. That's about the space you're going to get, so maximize it. I could pack a few more things in there. There's a little bit more room, but I like to keep things as cold as possible. I don't mind drinking room temperature water, so I keep a few in the fridge, mostly body armor in there, but I keep some water here in this little miniature laundry basket my mother-in-law gave me a while back that fits nicely there. I've got one under the seat with some body armors in it. I'll rotate in and out through the fridge as I drink them. They're very helpful. They're much better than Gatorade in terms of electrolytes and minerals. There's not a lot of sodium in them. They're low in calories if you get this light style body armor. This whole bottle contains 40 calories, but it's got some great nutritional information, much better for you than Gatorade. Drink these when you sweat a lot out in the sun, heat of the day, doing securement and tarping. I'll come in and pound 2 of these, no problem. So keep them there. I've also got some water. Buy some gallons of spring water that I keep on the wall over there, that I use mainly for the coffee pot and everything. So that's another way of how I set up my truck. 160048 is my truck. Email me if you have any questions, wildcardflatbed@gmail.com. Thanks for coming along on the journey.